first, and they will kick off to start this game, get the ball to start this second half. Isaac Mancera ready to boot this thing away, set to receive. Colby Katzis and Canyon Moses for the Lumberjacks. A beautiful afternoon in Davis. It's homecoming here, and we are underway for Big Sky football. As Mancera kicks it 4 yards into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 for the Lumberjacks from their 25-yard line. Of course, they come out. We refer to Caden Pinnock back-to-back Big Sky Player of the Week awards the last 2 weeks. Well, Ty Pennington won back-to-back Big Sky honors earlier in this season. He's an outstanding quarterback for NAU.
He really is. He transferred in with the head coach from Pittsburgh State and came in and last year just lit up the conference, was the newcomer of the year, brought them to the playoffs for the first time since 2018.
All right, 1st and 10 for NAU, coming in after a 34-10 beatdown at home. They were disappointed by that result, looking to improve that here today as we have pre-snap movement, and it looks like it might be against UC Davis. So a rare D-line movement penalty against the Ags, as you heard from referee Spencer Mumford on that.
Yeah, Rain Mayo had a great week last week, Scott. 8 tackles, jumps in the neutral zone on the first play, a little bit overeager here in this top 20 matchup.
So it makes it 1st and 5 for the Lumberjacks. Pennington will hand off. That's his lead back, Seth Cromwell, who stuffed up at the line of scrimmage, maybe got a yard. Cromwell comes into this game 982 yards rushing at NAU. Most likely will eclipse 1,000 yards in this game today.
Yeah, he'll eclipse 1,000 yards, and Colby Katzis will probably go over 1,000 yards through the air. But right there, the defensive side did a really good job of stuffing him just for a 1-yard pickup.
So 2nd down and 4. The Lumberjacks and the all-whites today have 2 receivers out to the field side. Tight end in motion. Fake the handoff across the middle. Pass caught, and it'll be a 1st down. A strike from Ty Pennington, hitting his man Colby Katzis. Of course, both of them played at Pittsburgh State prior with head coach Brian Wright before they all came to Flagstaff.
Yeah, they really like that RPO action, pick up the 1st down, and now they're going to go with some tempo, Scott.
Handoff 1st down. Cromwell past the 45. Hit by the middle linebacker for the Aggies. That's Nate Rucina, the Cal transfer. It'll be a gain of 4.
Yeah, these 2 offensive coaches are also their head coaches. They like to, right after they pick up a 1st down, go to tempo because they catch the defense at different looks, and they're not able to sub as much as the Aggies are doing now defensively.
So 2nd down and 7, opening drive of the contest. Again, good crowd coming in. There was not only homecoming on campus, all that celebration, but also a brew fest out here on campus today, Scott. Handoff Cromwell right between the hashes, just piling his way forward, getting past midfield into positive territory. A gain of 5 to the Aggie 48.
Yeah, comes into the game with 301 yards there on the ground. He's got 215 pounds. He just went like a bowling ball. So it comes up with a critical 3rd down, 3rd and about 2 or 3. Can the Aggies get off the field? And also for NAU, do they have 2 plays in this situation? They're in that middle zone where they can call 2 plays and make this a 4-down situation.
They'll send out 2 receivers to the right. Double tight end, stack it to the left. Pistol formation. Pennington on a quarterback keeper, darts ahead, has a 1st down and more inside the Aggie 40-yard line. That'll be good for 9. It'll keep the drive alive. Kalani Riddick in on the tackle, and that's something Ty Pennington can do as well. Last year, he ran for 437 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's elusive, he's fast, and this is a predetermined quarterback run the whole way. He runs right behind his running back. Cromwell does a nice job of getting upfield, hitting the linebacker. They did a good job. Remember we talked to defensive coordinator Matt Coombs about unbalanced line. They went unbalanced to the boundary side, set up the blocking very, very well, pick up a 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Lumberjacks at the Aggie 39-yard line. Cromwell again with space. Plows down to the 36-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 for Seth Cromwell. And again, his numbers outstanding. He has 6 touchdowns on the year, puts him 3rd in the Big Sky, over 300 yards this season, top 10 in the conference. And he's the guy who they look for the power.
Yeah, no doubt they go to him for the power. They're going over the right side. Last time they went over the left side. That's Connor DePries and Stephen Eakins. They've got a lot of experience on that front side. Returned 3 starters and got 2 transfers in, so a lot of guys who played a lot of football up front for the Lumberjacks.
Empty backfield, spread offense. Pennington dancing in the back, and he is going to get sacked. Pennington had antsy feet, and with good reason, because the Aggies get to him. That's Jacob Syke in there with another sack for the Aggies.
Jacob Syke, great job of getting up there. Darrell Smith-Porter as well. Syke comes around the side. They actually had all three of them. Sam Golagowski on the right side, and what would have been a 3rd and 5, a 10-yard loss on the sack. And Pennington, give a lot of credit to the Aggies' defensive secondary. They had all 4 receivers covered very well.
The Ivy League connection, Syke and Darrell Smith-Porter. Syke from Harvard and Porter from Dartmouth getting in on the tackle for loss. Sets up a 3rd and 14. Handoff Cromwell, trying to break some tackles. Able to backpedal his way down to the 38-yard line. So it's 4th and 8. You're in no man's land here if you're Brian Wright. Do you like to go for it? Do you try a long field goal attempt?
They're going for it. Brian Wright immediately went down to his play sheet. That's why he called the run, to see if the Aggies were in a little bit of a dime package, nickel dime package. They pick up almost 8 yards. So he got the ball at the 38. Maybe get the Aggies to jump. If not, I mean, you got one of the best quarterbacks in the conference. Go for it.
Both receivers bunched up to the left. The lone receiver out right side. That's the tight end Purdy, who moves back to the left side of the line. Pennington to throw. 3-step drop. Under pressure. Wrapped up and sacked for a 2nd consecutive time. Trent Carrad in on the action for the Aggies. Jackson Severs coming from his backward position. That's a loss of nearly 10 yards, and it'll set up great field position on the turnover on down.
Trent Carrad just absolutely beating the right tackle. Look at him at the top screen. He goes right around him, gets back to the quarterback, the junior from Marin Catholic. The ball actually came loose, and the Lumberjacks are lucky they fell on it, but the Aggies pick up the ball now in great field position. Trent Carrad, defensive front, has played very well the last few weeks.
And of course, falling on it didn't matter on 4th.
No.
But the Aggies will have terrific field position starting on their 47-yard line. Caden Pinnock, who's been as good as anybody in the country, leading the quarterback role for the Aggies. On 1st down, he'll hand off. That's Jordan Fisher, pass midfield into plus territory. For the Lumberjack 48-yard line. Fisher comes in averaging 7 yards per carry. That's 9th in the nation.
He's impressive. He's explosive. And then they got Carter Vargas. But one of the things for the Aggies is their first drives in the beginning of the game and first out of halftime, they have not been able to score, even though they've had fortuitous field position. Let's see what they can do with this opportunity.
Fortuitous? You mean good field position, right?
Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate that translation. As the Aggies go to the double tight end stack to the left with Ian Simpson, Mitch Dixon out there. Batu, the lone receiver, to the right. Fisher clears the backfield. Pinnock across the middle. Pass caught. That's Batu. Curling, trying to get outside the edge. Can't break the tackle. Late flag thrown. We'll see what that is a possible face mask on Batu. The tackle on the play made by Jalen Wesley. The play has its stance good enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, really good pitch.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 11. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
So tack 15 on to what was already a good pitch and catch for Caden Pinnock. Good way to start things off. Sam Batu on the double slant.
Spencer Mumford with that call, and that, with the 15 yards added on, puts the Aggies at the Lumberjack 23-yard line. Caden Pinnock completed over 80% of his passes last week. His last 2 weeks have just been crazy good for UC Davis. Jones in motion. They run a little counter play to Fisher down to the 20-yard line. Got a couple. But going back to Pinnock, his last 2 games, he's 37 of 53, 601 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's rushed for a couple of touchdowns, over 100 yards. He has a PE ratio. I don't understand it, Scott. I just know it's good, 196.2.
Yeah, anything over probably at 150 is great. I don't even know the ratio. All I know is in this offense, in a rivalry game, if you can complete over 80% of your passes, and knowing a couple of those were throwaways, he has complete command of the offense, and you're seeing it here today.
So the Aggies are in the red zone here, where they've been so effective all season long. 2 receivers out left. Batu, the lone receiver, to the right. Play count under 5. Down to 1. Aggies just get it snapped. Pinnock back to throw, dumps out in the flat. A lot of confusion there as the receiver not even turned around to look for it, as that was Scott Nixon. It'll be 3rd down. A lot of confusion before the snap there.
Yeah, you know what? You have the quarterback coach up to 15 seconds, and they look over the side and they make a change. More
a
confusion.
quick snap there. Flag thrown first. And we have a false start against the Aggies, and that's a big break for UC Davis.
False start. Offense, number 7. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
That would have been a turnover for UC Davis if they hadn't called that penalty.
Now it's a dead ball.
Will the game clock operator please reset the game clock to 8 minutes?
You're right, it would have been a turnover.
8:02.
Aggies now third and way against the sticks.
We had heard from offensive coordinator Paul Shelton that pre-snap execution so important for this week. Right now, the Aggies not executing on that level. 3rd and 12. Pinnock from the gun. Zaire Collier, the center, overlooking it, calling the signals for the line. Pinnock the throw. Out in the flat, low pass, it's caught, but not for much yardage to Fisher. He made a good catch, but wasn't able to run because of where the ball was put. Sets up a 4th down, and it looks like Tim Plow will bring on Hunter Ridley to try for 3.
Yeah, trying to get Jordan Fisher out in the flat. The pass was a little low and a little behind him, so he couldn't catch him in stride, try to get upfield. This has got to be the only thing they can do. 4th and 11, brings on Hunter Ridley to see if he can put the Aggies up 3-0.
This is going to be from 41 yards out from the left hash. Ridley on the season, 4 of 5. Snap down, kick is up. It has the distance, and it is good. Hunter Ridley drilling it from 41 yards out, and on homecoming, the Aggies get the first lead of the game. UC Davis up 3-0 from Hunter Ridley. Mancera to kick off for the Aggies. Set the receive, Colby Katzis. Ball angled near side. Katzis catches it at the 5-yard line. Running near side 15, 20 to the 25. Twisting, turning, breaking tackle. Still on his feet and finally tripped up, but not before a 30-yard return. Terrific job by Colby Katzis. It was Thomas McCormick, a reserve linebacker, making the tackle for the Aggies.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to be stopped at about the 20. And take a look at the series history. It's 5-4 in favor of NAU. Of course, the last time they played Scott, it was kind of an elimination game for UC Davis. They lost at the walk-up Sky Dome, but the last time they played here, the Aggies got the better of them, 56-27.
Yeah, the Aggies blew them out at home. That score in 23 was 38-21 NAU, a little bit closer than that, but really NAU controlled on that day a couple of years ago.
Remember, Miles Hastings was going in for a touchdown, and they picked up a 90-yard fumble recovery.
First down hand up, Seth Cromwell between the hashes, gets out past the 40-yard line up to the 44. It's a gain of 8 for Seth Cromwell, who we mentioned came into this contest only needing 18 yards to get 1,000 yards at NAU. A transfer into Flagstaff. He's got 19 officially, so he's over that 1,000-yard mark.
He got over 1,000 yards. I tell you right now, if you're NAU, you're happy with one thing, the way you're running the football. The one thing you're not happy with is the way you're throwing the football. They've taken 2 bad sacks, only 1 completion so far.
2nd down and short. Pistol formation, 12 personnel on the field. Couple of tight ends to the right. And off Cromwell again. Met at the line of scrimmage, but just barreling his way forward for 3 yards and a first down.
That's pretty impressive because the Aggies had 8 players in the box. They went double tight NAU with both of their really good tight ends, Jeter Purdy and Hayden Doherty, and they pick up the first down again on the ground. So they get the good kick return. They have good field position again. They pick up another first down, and I think they're going to continue to just try to pound the football.
That will establish the run game early, important to Brian Wright. 1st and 10 from their 46-yard line. Handoff again for Cromwell. Tries to turn it inside the right hash. Nothing doing that time. Jacob Syke is off to a big start early for the Ags with the tackle.
Yeah, Jacob Syke has been good all season, but really burst on the scenes about 2 weeks ago against Weber State. He's got 7.5 tackles for loss, 21 tackles on the season coming into this, and has already got 2 really, really good plays on 2 consecutive series for the Aggies.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. Empty backfield this time for the Lumberjacks. Trips receivers out left, 2 to the right. 4-man rush for the Ags set up. Pennington looking far side, pass caught into Aggie territory. Down around the 45-yard line goes the wide receiver, that's Isaiah Eastman, who will be about a yard shy of the first down.
Eastman runs a good route there, 6th catch of the season, but a great open field tackle that time by Jaden Stanley, who was one of the game captains, as well. He had a great game last week against Cal Poly.
Eastman, a transfer from South Dakota Mines. His 12th reception on the year. Sets up a 3rd and 1. Northern Arizona was in a similar situation on their opening drive, and it blew up on them. That was the problem last week in the loss against Montana State. Pennington to throw out in the flat, pass caught. That'll be a first down and more. Eastman with it, close to a face mask, and it's going to be called against Eastman, I believe, as the tackle on the play made by Cole Batson.
Yeah, it's going to be an offensive face mask. He put his hand on there. You can stiff arm, but you can't grab the defensive side's face mask and pull it, and that's exactly what they're calling.
So 2 face masks early on against Northern Arizona.
Holding, offense number 80. It's a 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
They didn't call the face mask. They got a hold, though, on Jason Raines, one of the wide receivers.
Yeah, this was actually a really good throw. Going backwards, you can see the arm strength, and there's 8 right there on 11 on Drew Cofield, and that's a very good call right in the middle of the screen right there.
But they did miss a face mask on Eastman, too.
Well, pick your poison there. They go the wrong direction.
So the second time they've had issues with holding, but since it's a spot foul, it sets up a 3rd and 1 again, basically a non-play.
So the face mask would have been a bigger call.
No doubt about it. Third and short. Handoff. Cromwell has a first down and more. Keeps the Hammies trucking downfield, and finally wrapped up by Jaden Stanley, but not before he got to the Aggie 36-yard line.
Cromwell's the only one that had a touchdown last week against Montana State. They actually led in that game 7-0 at one point, and you can tell right now they were coming out. They pulled their guard, they pulled their tackle, and he's just moving his legs, and Jaden Stanley finally gets him down. But another pickup as they get to about the 36 as they're driving now on the Aggies.
So for the second time, Northern Arizona on the UC Davis side of the field. Aggies with the early 3-0 lead.
Jackson Severs leaking up there in the middle.
Ethan Clough, the wide receiver to the far side. Pennington looking near side, rifles it, pass caught. That's Raines dancing down the Aggie sideline. Out of bounds at the 29, so he stepped out early. It'll be a gain of, call it 7 for Raines.
Ty Pennington throws a really, really good football, and when you give him time, he can carve you up, and that the Aggies are going to give up the underneath stuff. That time they dropped 7 and rushed only 4. Line made some adjustments, gave Pennington a little bit more time. He spread it around to a couple different receivers.
Raines, the transfer from Stanford, did not play last year. Played 32 games with the Cardinal prior. Handoff Cromwell, stuffed at the line, falling forward for about a yard.
That time the Aggies did a really good job. They tried to pull their guard and try to run something off the other side. The Aggies had 6 players in the box, just stuffed up the run. So again, another 3rd down, which Northern Arizona has found themselves in a lot of these.
You have to figure again, if you're Brian Wright, you're probably in 4-down territory. You went for it on a 4th and 8, a little further back than this spot, however. Jumbo line formation, 2 receivers off left. Pistol in the backfield. Eastman in motion, Pennington to throw. Has time, now Rush Allen will just throw it away. He wasn't outside of the pocket, but they'll rule there's a receiver in the area. It'll make it 4th and 2. And it'll be interesting to see what Brian Wright does here.
Yeah, it would be a 45, 46-yarder, and I'm not sure. I don't think field goals are going to win this game. He was fortunate, threw the ball past the line of scrimmage, had some receivers out in the route, but looked like Trent Carrad was in on him again. First fix wasn't there. No, and it was Jacob Syke again coming in and having a great game so far. They're going to have to double him if they're going to stop him today.
So for the second time here in the first quarter, NAU will roll the dice and go for it on 4th down. Offset eye in the backfield. Pennington stepping back, trying to find somebody, now lets it go. Pass caught, that's the tight end, Purdy, and he'll have a first down all the way to the Aggie 20-yard line. Good patience that time by Ty Pennington to allow Purdy to get open.
Normally you don't want to see a quarterback throw off their back foot. He's done it 3 times today pretty effectively. Look at this, he's going to be throwing as he's falling backwards. They have a couple receivers in the route. Nice route by Jeter Purdy, their tight end. They're very excited about him. Knew where he needed to go to pick up the first down, and they convert the 4th down.
Yeah, Purdy, a recruit out of Kansas, and Brian Wright talking about his ability to recruit in the Midwest, of course, coming from Pittsburgh State. So the drive continues for the Lumberjacks. At the Aggie 22-yard line on first down, they'll hand it off Cromwell. He's tripped up in the backfield. Nice tackle by Kalani Riddick. They call him Tico here at UC Davis, the transfer from Southeast Missouri State.
Yeah, he's been impressive since he got here. He makes big plays on defense. Got an interception, does a lot of things in the special teams game, but this time came up on a little bit of a safety late blitz, a run stun is what they call it, made the tackle. Only a 1-yard pickup for Cromwell, who's really been the bell cow so far for Northern Arizona.
And Tico went to Southeast Missouri State, but from the Sacramento area, played his high school ball locally at Elk Grove. 2nd down and 9. Pennington pulls it, in trouble, moves forward and maybe got a yard, but the heat coming for the Ags again. Sam Goligoski coming around the edge.
You know, if his first fix is not there, Ty Pennington, he looks to tuck it or back away. This time again, the Aggies are doing a great job. They know exactly. Look at Goligoski. He closed down the passing lane with his arm so they couldn't throw it over him and then made the tackle. That is not an easy play to make. Great play by Sam Goligoski, the redshirt sophomore out of Sarah High School over in the East Bay.
The Lumberjacks do not have to snap it here. The play clock 1 second behind the game clock. We'll see if they do. Final seconds of the quarter, now whistles blown, and UC Davis is going to take a timeout. And truthfully, Scott, I don't think they had to take a timeout there. I don't think Northern Arizona was going to snap it. Big play here to end the quarter. Pennington, empty backfield, 2 receivers each way. 3rd and 8. Pennington, short drop. Throws for the end zone, man-to-man coverage. Katzis catches it, touchdown Northern Arizona. And so the Aggies take a timeout, but it did not matter at all. Colby Katzis with his 5th receiving touchdown of the year. And what a way to end the quarter for Northern Arizona.
What a veteran move. He beat Kalani Riddick, we were just talking about him, Tico Riddick. A really good throw, good pocket that time. But look at the awareness here of where he is. Falls down so he knows his feet will be in bounds. And I tell you what, there was only 3 possessions in that entire first quarter, and NAU scores on one of them. And that connection that came over from Pittsburgh State with the head coach, Brian Wright, are very excited as they go up 6-3.
Yeah, they're friends going all the way back, both of them from Oklahoma area as well. So on for the extra point attempt, it's Sam Huntsicker, and he drills it right through the upright. So we're through 1 quarter, NAU trying to wreck. So NAU will kick off after scoring on the final play of the first quarter to take a 7-3 lead. Huntsicker lets it fly, end over end kick's going to be caught at the goal line, and it will be fair caught by Carter Vargas. So the Aggies will have it 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line. See what they can do here to start this second quarter.
Yeah, that just got hit in the mouth, if you will. We always talk about fight night, something Tim Plow really likes, and Northern Arizona just went 13 plays, 65 yards, and ended up with a touchdown. The Aggies only had 19 yards in the whole first quarter, only had the ball 1 time, so let's see how they can answer. And Caden Pinnock.
So Pinnock out from the gun, split wide receivers. Fisher in the backfield. Pinnock pulls it, it's going to keep it himself, trying to get outside, break some tackles. Outside the 30, around the end, tackle from behind, but not before he got 8 yards. There is a flag down on the play. Usually that's holding, Scott.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a hold right on the edge there. This is a pretty good run this time by Caden Pinnock, but
holding offense number 24. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So that'll go against Scott Hicks. You want to do correction? Up there on the edge. And that'll move the Aggies back. Of course, the Aggies with a little makeshift line today. Unavailable Ernesto Nava, who got hurt in the Cal Poly game. So that puts Jace Rodriguez, who missed the beginning of the game at Cal Poly, had to come in reserve. He's back at his left guard spot. David Main gets the start at the right guard. So 2nd down, or make it 1st down and 15. Pinnock rolling out to the left, rifles it across the middle, pass caught down the sideline, out past the 40-yard line. Trucking is Ian Simpson, and it'll be a 21-yard connection.
Great job of getting his eyes upfield, Caden Pinnock, quickly. He did not look to the flat. He looks to the tight end, throws a frozen rope to Ian Simpson. Good pickup, 1st down, UC Davis.
Ian Simpson has been practicing as good as anyone for the last 3 weeks. And again, more confusion in the backfield. It'll be a loss for the Ags of 5 yards.
Caden Pinnock's a little frustrated with that. You were talking about Ian Simpson, his 10th catch of the year. Obviously, the tight end room took a devastating blow with Winston Williams not in there, but a little confusion. Looks like they're going to go a little play action that time with Jordan Fisher, and they lose 5 yards on first down.
Aggies just look a little confused pre-snap early in this game. But Ian Simpson is stepping out with the loss to the All-American Winston Williams at the tight end spot. Dobbins in motion, the handoff to Vargas, met in the backfield, falls forward for a yard. It's going to set up a 3rd and very, very long. And that's something Paul Shelton, offensive coordinator, talked about too. The Aggies had to get in 3rd and manageables today. Right now, they're not.
Yeah, 1st and 2nd down has been really difficult for them, Scott. He told us this week.
Pinnock, 5-step drop across the middle. It's incomplete. Blanket coverage on Stacy Dobbins. It was 7-on-7 coverage that time. Terrific job in the back field that time. Quentin Moten with the coverage on Dobbins, and the Aggies will have to punt.
And Stacy Dobbins would not even have gotten a first down had he caught it. He ran about a 10-yard route. Pinnock threw it to him, but Moten does a nice job, comes into the game with an interception, knocked that one away. So the Aggies have had the ball twice, kicked a field goal once, and then punting now on their 2nd possession.
So Dylan Morrow on the punt for the Ags. 42-yard average per punt. Set the receive is the very dangerous Isaiah Eastman. Morrow angles it, far side, end-over-end kick caught with a fair catch by Eastman at his 25-yard line.
To the Big Sky. He's trying to build something here, and he's 4-2 in his 2nd year, 8-5 in his 1st year.
Yeah, he was an offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach at Montana State in the 2010 era. Pennington flushed out of the pocket, being tracked down by Rain Mayo, and he'll just run out of bounds. Did he step out of bounds before throwing it? Not sure. Looks like it'll be incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
The other thing about Brian Wright that was impressive, we had a chance to talk to him the other day, Scott, was the fact that every single one of his coaches, position coaches and coordinators, came back from 1 year to the next. You know, with the migratory profession that this can be, that was pretty impressive.
No doubt. Another similarity with UC Davis, they only lost 2 coaches from a season ago. Brian Wright doing a tremendous job at Pittsburgh State at the D2 level before going to Flagstaff. 2nd down in 10. Pistol formation in the backfield, 2 receivers right. They'll hand off. That's the 2nd back. Gossett breaking a tackle, bursting uphill past the 40-yard line, good to the 41. So the first run of the day for Karan Gossett, the sophomore out of Santa Barbara, Ventura Community College, with a big run.
One of the 41 players they have on the team from the state of California breaks a tackle. Looks like he's going to get stopped there, but on the season, 226 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. So when Cromwell's not in there, they go to Gossett. Good pickup on the run right there.
Yeah, good 1-2 punch, much like Fisher and Vargas for the Aggies. 1st and 10. Aggies wanted pre-snap penalty. It looks like they're going to get it. Movement, I believe that was on Gossett.
Yes. False start, 0, the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
That'll move the Lumberjacks back 5 yards.
You know what the running backs forget about that, Scott? They can actually go in motion when they do that little false step. He kind of leaked forward and he got caught. There's Brian Wright again.
Yeah, outstanding job for Brian Wright. And he's really in it for the long term at Flagstaff. Really likes the administration, the athletic department, feels like they're fully committed to getting things done at the FCS level. As pass out in the flat for Gossett. That'll be taken down for a loss. Aggies reading that well, getting out on the line and making a play. Jaden Few, the true freshman out of Ventura.
It's almost like they had a meeting called out there. They didn't fool anybody with that. They went in motion and then they tried to throw it to Gossett out on the side. And great job by the Aggies of beating blocks and pursuing left to right there. So Northern Arizona having more success when they go north and south up the middle, not as much when they go to the perimeter.
A loss of 2. It's 2nd down and 17. Pennington to throw, under pressure again, wrapped up. He lost the football. It's wide open. Who's going to get it? Diving for it. And it looks like NAU recovered. Oh, a mad scramble after Pennington put it on the turf.
And they hit his arm in an awkward way, and then he snuck out of the pile and fell on it. So since they picked up the first down, they've done nothing but go the wrong direction. Play action, and coming from the backside is McCray Madruga getting the arm on McCray Madruga getting an arm on that, and they're very fortunate are the Lumberjacks to stay with the football.
3rd and forever for the Lumberjacks now. They've got to get to the plus side of the field to the Aggie 49-yard line. It's 3rd and 28. Pennington across the middle, pass caught. Just a little crossing pattern, trying to get some yardage. They get 13 of it back to Joey Stout. It's still 4th and 15. The Lumberjacks will have to punt.
Aggie defense did a good job. Who probably did this in high school.
Beautiful spiral kick by Hunsicker, and it's fair caught at the 10-yard line. So Zach Jones.
On this place, Shredville, and he absolutely loves the history and everything about it. He's done a great job of not only turning it around, but putting it in a new direction.
And the Ted Lasso look-alike for college football, no doubt about it. Fake the pitch. Pinnock on first and has a man wide open. That's Batu at the 30-yard line. Makes a man miss, trying to get outside to the 40. Gets a block down the sideline, 50. And all the way down to the NAU 45-yard line. The run after the catch by Batu looking good. He's been hampered by a hammy the last few weeks. You wouldn't know it there.
No, fantastic little play design, a little play action. Caden Pinnock hits him right on the numbers. Batu, great run after the catch.
47-yard connection to Batu. Pinnock the throw again. Can't find anybody. Dumps out in the flat. Pass is caught. That's Vargas curling and gets down to the NAU 40-yard line. So a gain of 3 for Vargas.
There's a play action. They get the defensive end to bite. They're in single man coverage. They do a lot of exotic things NAU does. Batu finds the outside, goes down the sidelines, and the Aggies are moving.
There's an explosive play for the Ags. Handoff going to Vargas. Thought about high hurdling it. He did a week ago on a touchdown run at Cal Poly. Gets 6 yards there. It'll be 3rd and 1 for number 1. Carter Vargas, who's really coming on, another part of the freshman sensation for the Aggies.
Yeah, the future looks bright in UC Davis when you think about Caden Pinnock, Carter Vargas, Zach Jones, even though he's a junior, but the freshman tandem of those two are pretty impressive.
Tim Plow thinks he has the ability to be one of the best running backs ever in program history. 3rd and short. Simpson, the tight end, in motion. The handoff again for Vargas, has the first down easily. And he gets down to the NAU 31-yard line.
Yeah, he's averaging 8 yards per carry. There he only needed 1, and he picked up 2. He's who they go to in short yardage. He knows exactly where to go. Look the way he gets his shoulder pads down, picks up the yardage they need to. And the Aggies, who averaged 400 yards or more on offense, only had 40 yards before this drive. They have exploded, and they are now moving in NAU territory.
Both teams average over 30 points a game. It's been a low-scoring affair so far. Pinnock on a deep drop. Has plenty of time. Rifles it downfield. Has Batu at the 10 to the 5. He's going to get in. Touchdown, UC Davis. Samuel Batu going airborne to finish that one off. And the Ags regain the lead.
What a great throw, great pass protection by the front because they've been running the football effectively. A great route by Sam Batu, a great combination. Had a touchdown last week as well. Look at the protection that Caden Pinnock has, and look at the way Sam Batu finishes this into the end zone. His 5th touchdown of the season, Scott.
And the 15th of his career. 78 yards receiving on that series by Batu, as Ridley's extra point attempt is up and good. And the big homecoming crowd loving what they see right there. Ags go back on top, 10-7. Scotty, we never left.
We just like we never left, yeah. We stayed. Well, there he is.
That's Zach Jones right there.
Zach
it was
Jones.
Batu who had the touchdown.
He caught the fair caught that one, and 90-yard drive, Scott. That's a heck of an answer.
Yeah, the Motherload Advantage Storage drive stats. Motherload Advantage Storage, the preferred Van Mover for UC Davis football. It was 5 plays, 90 yards, the 31-yard touchdown connection from Pinnock to Batu puts the Ags back on top 10-7.
What an answer. 90 yards, the defense gets the stop, forces a punt. You got it back against your own end zone on the 10-yard line. You have 2 really good back-to-back plays where Caden Pinnock, again, shows how impressive he can be throwing the football.
Pinnock 6 of 8, 113 yards and a touchdown. For Pinnock, it's his 12th touchdown throwing it this season.
It leads the conference.
Mancera lets it fly. It's going to be returnable for Katzis. Angling right side to the 15, trying to get around the edge. He's not going to find it, has to go out of bounds. Back all the way at the 13-yard line. That was tremendous special teams coverage on the play. Boston Stovall doing a great job for the Ags. As you see Corey racing out, picking up that tee. That is the team retrieving dog here at UC Davis, wearing the K9 jersey.
Oh, I love it. And you know what? Corey had a slow first quarter, only got 1 opportunity after the field goal for Hunter Ridley, but now Corey gets just as excited about a Sam Batu touchdown catch as we do, or anybody else in the stadium.
More excited. That means treats for Corey.
It's true.
So NAU's backed up at their 13-yard line. Their worst field position to start a drive in this game. Handoff on first down. That's the 3rd back, as that is Darvon Hubbard, the transfer from Temple, with the carry, just his 21st of the season.
Had a big game against Incarnate Word. He had 85 yards on 12 carries. That was a big win for Northern Arizona to get that win against Incarnate Word. They have a tough schedule. Their only losses are to ASU, FBS level, and to Montana State.
So a gain of 5, make it 2nd and 5. Pistol formation from the Aggie 19. 2 receivers left, 1 out to the right. Handoff again for Hubbard. Can't get past the original line of scrimmage. Loss of a yard on the play. Aggie's doing a great job coming up and making a play. Jackson Sievers, who's been filling in for Porter Connors, had a big week last week. Double-digit tackles in the win at Cal Poly.
And Coach Tim Plow loved the very first zone play that Cal Poly ran. Everyone wondered who was going to step up for Rex or Porter Connors, and Jackson Sievers made a huge hit there. Also give Sam Gologowski some credit. The penetration, giving Sievers an opportunity to come up and make the stop.
3rd and 5, empty backfield for the Lumberjacks. Spread offense. Pennington, left side, has a man caught first down and out of bounds up to the 27-yard line. It was Eastman who made the catch.
Really good route combination. They're in stack. The first wide receiver goes straight up the field on a streak. The receiver right behind him goes up to the first down. Watch this. He's looking left the whole way. One receiver's upfield, and he just breaks off right with the first down marker. Is good design, good throw, good catch that time for the Lumberjacks.
3rd catch of the first half for Eastman. He's got 28 yards receiving. Five wide receivers, another spread formation for NAU. Pennington on a 3-step drop, winds up, throws deep down the far side, has his man at midfield. That's Eastman again with a terrific back shoulder catch, and brought down by Jaden Stanley, but not before into plus territory to the Aggie 45-yard line.
Does a good job of coming back and finding the football. Shows you how much confidence Ty Pennington has in this receiver, Eastman. Look at this, he got a little bit of time, and when you give Pennington a little bit of time, you can see that he can be effective. A great job of a veteran receiver, a senior from Chandler, coming back and making the catch.
29-yard connection. Back-to-back receptions by Eastman. NAU trying to respond off the Aggie touchdown. And whistle stop play, and a timeout called by Brian Wright.
Timeout.
It'll be the first
Northern
timeout
Arizona,
taken by NAU.
Their first of the half. 30 seconds.
I think they were trying to catch UC Davis in the substitution piece. They did that twice last week against Montana State, but UC Davis got on and off the field quick, so they burned up a timeout there.
Let's take a look at the top 25 standings. Of course, UC Davis and Northern Arizona are both in those standings right now. multiple Big Sky teams as well. That's the conference standings right there. Montana State with a victory today over Idaho State. They improved to 3-0. The Ags trying to keep pace today. Montana locked up in a good one against Cal Poly right now.
Yeah, they were, but Cal Poly led that one 9-0, and Montana's come back and pulled ahead, but that one is not done yet.
UC Davis is 6th in the top 25 polls. Northern Arizona, number 14. So a matchup of top 20 teams in the country right now. 1st and 10, Pennington. They're setting up the bubble screen. It's caught by Eastman with room. 1st down and more. Cuts it inside the 25, all the way down inside the 20. It'll be a 26-yard reception. Isaiah Eastman carrying the load on this drive.
This is a great design by Brian Wright. A quick wide receiver screen out to the left. The Aggies have stacked the box with 7, and a great block out on the edge to free Eastman.
Quick handoff. Gossett back in there, gets inside the 15-yard line. A gain of 5. NAU back inside the red zone.
NAU has 16 touchdowns in the red zone. They score on 76% of their drives touchdowns. They're going to have to get touchdowns and not field goals against UC Davis. Of course, they trail by a field goal right now.
So heading out left side is Jason Rains. Colby Katzis comes near side. In the slot, Joey Stout. Handoff again for Gossett. Met at the line of scrimmage and thrown backwards. Once Rain Mayo gets his hands around you, you're not going much further.
No, he's a big guy. I mean, it's an understatement to say he's 320. I don't know if the stats have been updated since the season started, but look how quick he is. He just beats his man and then captures him at the line of scrimmage and says, you're not going anywhere. Good front side pursuit as well.
I think he's had a great nose guard last year in Toki Princeton. Some concern about who would fill in, but Rain Mayo has been very capable.
Princeton Toki was fantastic, as was Zach Kennedy and Evan Beard. And the big question was who would step up for them, and they've done a nice job rebuilding that defensive front.
3rd and 4 for the Jacks. Pistol in the backfield, flag throw, an illegal motion against NAU, and they're having more problems in 3rd and short situations.
False start. Offense, number 82. It's a 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
It's kind of inexcusable for a veteran front like that. You know, they're trying to bring in a receiver to see what coverage UC Davis is in. 3rd and 5 now becomes 3rd and 10.
A crucial penalty backs them up in the red zone. Aggies trying to force a field goal here as Mayo will come off the field. Burrell Porter back on for the Aggies.
3rd down and 9.
Purdy, the tight end, lines up in the slot to the left. Eastman, who's killed the Aggies on this drive, lines up as a wideout to the left, and now Brian Wright wants a timeout. Doesn't like the formation again.
Arizona, their 2nd of the half.
He seems pretty frustrated, Scott, with whatever's happening.
Indeed he is. But he wants to get it right on a 3rd and 9. Just a gorgeous day in Davis. Homecoming here on the UC Davis campus. Always a special day as so many alumni come back to take in all the festivities.
It's a big day on campus. The volleyball team won again earlier today. There's a soccer game after this. There's a ton going on the campus today.
Yeah, volleyball winning earlier today. They're off to a 6-0 start in conference play later on tonight. Soccer under the lights. Equestrian taking place earlier today as well.
3rd down, 9 yards to go.
It'll be 3rd and 9. 2 receivers left, 2 out to the right. Pennington to throw. Has to throw it outside. Pressure coming. Ball tapped. It's caught, but was Katzis inbounds? No, he's out of bounds. Katzis caught it off the tip, but couldn't get a foot in. So it's 4th and 9, and now the Lumberjacks will try to tie things up.
Aggies got in and got some pressure on him. Again, just trying to get rid of it. Ball gets tipped up in the air, but Katzis is clearly out of bounds. So the Aggies do a great job of bending but not breaking in the red zone. And now the question is, will NAU be able to convert and get some points out of this drive?
Jackson Sievers was the Aggie defender who tipped it. Hunsicker on for a 37-yard attempt from the near hash. Drills it. but missed it wide to the left. Plenty of distance, but no good from Hunsicker, and the Aggies stay on top 10-7.
So you and I always talk about time of possession. NAU is absolutely dominating in that now, but all they have to show for it is a turnover on downs, a touchdown, a punt, and now a missed field goal, and the Aggies still lead this one with 2:44 to go, knowing that they get the ball first in the second half.
And an empty red zone possession, as we'll take a look at that field goal again from Hunsicker, and he actually just missed it right.
Yeah, just
Never got it online.
pushed the whole time, plenty of leg.
So the Aggies get a break there. They lead 10-7, and they've got a chance to close out with a score here. They'll get the ball to start the third quarter as well. The crucial 4 minutes before half and after half is Vargas on first down, has a first down run.
And Vargas really took over the physicality of the running game last week against Cal Poly. Of course, from that area, went to St. Joseph High School, and seems to be the one that they're focusing on so far. The Aggies have given Vargas more carries. Good pickup on first down.
Aggies have it out to the 31-yard line. They have 2 timeouts. Of course, they'll get the 2-minute timeout as well here. So time not a factor at all on this drive. Handoff again for Vargas. Not much going there. Met at the line of scrimmage and thrown straight back. As Vargas did not get a yard. It'll be second down and 10. Tackle on the play by Ramir Davis from the back 14. In the media poll, the Ags are 6 in both polls. Big Sky game today here. The Aggies looking to get the 3-0 in conference play. NAU wants to stay above 500. If they got a second loss, their conference championship hopes are virtually over. Handoff Vargas. Minimal gain as well. It'll set up a 3rd and long. Will Brian Wright maybe use a timeout here? He only has 1 left, though, is the issue.
That's the problem with using those 2-1s early. He's only got 1 left. Just an update as well. Idaho at home. We talk about the Big Sky losing to Northern Colorado right now. Scott, 42-33 in the 4th quarter.
Boy, Ed Lambert has that Bears team very competitive. The Aggies will be in Greeley after a break or a bye next week. They'll be there 2 weekends from today. 3rd and 9. Pinnock will throw. Flushed out of the pocket under pressure. He's going to be wrapped up and sacked. Could not elude the pressure of Ramir Davis.
Brian Wright runs down the sideline to take his final timeout. So the Aggies essentially go 3 and out right there. No, they got 1 first down, but then ran the ball 3 times. Great job. They have a predetermined pass, and he just feels the pressure, goes right. They have a little spy on the backside. He comes up and makes the stop. A great tackle on the play by Ramir Davis from Mater Dei High School from Norco, California. So the Aggies already being outgained before that play, 186-142, unable to get a first down. Now they'll have to punt away to NAU.
So NAU should get good field position. They just won't have any timeouts to work with.
It's really big because UC Davis does get the ball first in the second half, so trying to control that middle 4 that we always talk about.
Halftime quickly approaching here, just 70 seconds until halftime. Brian Wright having a conversation with the lineman as we look at coming up at the half. It's brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. We've got a couple of men's basketball players on. Nico Rocek, Niels Cooper, as the Aggie men get ready to start their season on November 3rd. Of course, we'll always take a look at the first half stats and highlights. Again, that's coming up at the half, brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Game on. This game is on right now. Very competitive first half, surprisingly low scoring first half. UC Davis with the lead, 10-7. As Morrow, a low end over end kick. It's gonna bounce and take an Aggie roll inside the 30 to 25. And will down itself at the 20, and again 14 extra yards on the roll.
Yeah, not coming up and fielding it, and that's what happens when you have that rugby-style punt. You kick the line drive. It really puts the returner in a tough situation. They have to let it bounce, and again, as you and I have learned in some special teams meeting, an extra 12 to 14 yards most of the time on the bounce. So NAU will have just about a minute, no timeouts. Of course, the clock stops if they get a first down to go and try to get some points as they trail this one by 3.
The Aggies have a couple timeouts on their own. We'll see how aggressive Brian Wright is here, if he comes out throwing or just running the football here. Backed up after the excellent kick from Dalen Morrow. Pennington will throw. Now it's a quarterback keeper. Up the middle, 25-30. Has a first down. Slides after a 11-yard gain. That will stop the clock momentarily to set the football.
Predetermined quarterback draw the whole time. Remember, they're going to bring the ball back to where he started his slide at the 31.
Still a first down for the Lumberjacks. Pennington dumps it in the flat. Pass caught. That's Hubbard out to the 38-yard line, but the clock will continue to move. Lumberjacks can't stop it. It's a gain of 7. Jackson Sievers on the tackle for the Aggies. Pennington under pressure. Ball knocked out. Is it a fumble or a forward pass? Aggies cover it up, and it looks like it's going to be UC Davis football. Pennington hit as he threw. The ball went forward. It'll be very interesting to see if this play is reviewed, whether that is a fumble or a forward pass.
No doubt, I think they're going to review this, but as it stands right now, UC Davis would have the first turnover of the game, and it's a big one, putting them with the football with a couple of timeouts on the 40-yard line.
Play is under further review.
Yeah, no question that play being reviewed. We'll take a look at it here.
So they bring a little bit of an extra pressure, stepping up in the pocket. He's trying to tuck it, and then knows he's trying to get it moving forward.
That's a forward pass.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw it with his arm, but he still had the intent
almost
to
the
throw
shot
it.
put.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
As long as the arm's going forward with control in some way.
It was recovered by Nate Ruchina, who has been great with takeovers here this year. A couple of interceptions, a forced fumble already this year. But I don't think he's going to get credit for the fumble recovery.
Well, Ty Pennington is walking over there. Colby Katzis, the two friends who transferred in with Brian Wright from Pittsburgh State as we wait for the outcome.
Great review there by our crew, doing an excellent job. Our camera team's all over it this afternoon.
That was a great look right there. They do a great job with Cedro, Ryan,
After
the whole
review,
crew.
the ruling on the field is upheld. It's first down, UC Davis.
Wow, they ruled it a fumble. It looked like he threw it, but maybe he didn't have control of it. We didn't necessarily see if there was control as the ball
There
went
has to
forward.
be irrefutable. It has to be irrefutable from what was called on the field. So he goes to tuck it, and here's where he goes to pass it, and he doesn't have
control.
He doesn't have full control, and it went forward. So what an opportunity now for UC Davis to add to their 3-point lead.
Yeah, that look really showed it there. It was knocked out of his hand. He threw it with his forearm.
And his body language on the other side almost told you that
He
was.
knew it.
Yep.
He knew it. So the Aggies with a big turnover here. Can they cash it in the points? They only have 23 seconds to work with. They do have 2 timeouts. Empty backfield. Pinnock on a 5-step drop. Across the middle. Pass caught. That's Batu. Trying to get outside. Dives forward for a first down, but a flag thrown down, usually in holding country.
Yeah, it's going to go against Carter Vargas on the other side.
So a huge penalty against UC Davis there.
Holding offense number 1. It's a 10-yard penalty, still first down.
From the spot, though, Scott, so it's going to end up being about a 1st and 12.
Still really costly.
Oh, yeah, because you had it down to the 32.
And only 16 seconds left, so 7 seconds evaporate from the clock with negative yardage. Another look at Batu, who looks fully healthy today.
It's one-on-one there as he's trying to block Mikhail Greer, one of the top corners for NAU.
So the clock moves once they get it set. Pinnock throws out in the flat pass. Caught. Fisher immediately dropped. Aggies have to burn a timeout. 9 seconds left to go. Interesting right now would be a 57-yard field goal.
In the NFL, this would be a chip shot.
No doubt. I had a great conversation with Hunter Ridley during the week. He told me that he always tells Tim Plow he can kick it from 60 yards and in. Every pregame, he's telling Tim that he can make it from 60 in. So we'll see if Tim Plow will listen to him this week. Maybe the Aggies won't be in that scenario. It was a fascinating conversation with Hunter. Of course, he missed an extra point last week in the Cal Poly game, and I asked him about that, and he got really specific. He said it was his fault because he set back 7.5 yards, not 7.25 yards, and it threw off the spin with the holder, Dylan Morrow.
Well,
quarter yard.
You know how exact those guys are. We see them. They're the first ones out of the locker room getting ready to warm up, the special teams Probably got to get about 10 yards, and remember, they have a timeout, so that would give Hunter a better shot than a 57-yarder.
His longest on the year is 45 yards. Pinnick with time across the middle, pass caught, getting down quickly is Batu. That only took 2 seconds off the clock. The Aggies have to take their final timeout. They could run another play if they wanted to.
They are going to go for the field goal right now, though. Why risk it? You have an opportunity to get the ball first in the second half. Good job there, but to your point, that holding penalty really sets them back, because they could have done that a couple times, moved it down inside the 20.
So it will be the longest field goal of Hunter Ridley's career here at UC Davis if he makes it. His longest is 46.
Excuse me, Scott, I'm saying not a lot of wind being a factor as I look up at the flags. It looks like he'll have an opportunity to go with really no wind in his face in this situation.
Ball perfectly between the hashes. It'll be a 49-yard attempt. Angling it towards the north berm. Hunter Ridley, a member of the All-State Good Works team. That's given for community service and leadership off the field. Trying to give the Aggies a 6-point lead here. Snap down, it's spun. Ridley, does he have the distance? He doesn't. Kick no good from 49 yards for Hunter. All right, second half underway, and a low squib kick. Aggies should let it go out of bounds, and they do. Smart play there as the flag is thrown, and that'll mean the ball will be put at the 35-yard line for UC Davis. Good patience that time by the Aggies.
Free kick out of bounds.
Yeah, I think
Kicking
NAU
team.
was trying to surprise them a little bit.
At the 35-yard line. It's first down.
I'm not sure if it was a shank or a surprise. The NAU had an onside kick earlier in the year against Southern Utah to start the second half, which they executed and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, they had pretty good coverage so far in the first half. That one was just missed. Regardless, the Aggies get to start off at their own 35, and with only 150 yards of offense, the Aggies need to crank it out here in the second half, leading by 3.
So see if UC Davis can get the offense started here. Ian Simpson running onto the field late. NAU not substituting, fortunately, otherwise that would have been a delay of game for the Aggies. Play clock is at 2 as it is. It's at 1. They do get it snapped. Pinnick throws out in the flat for Fisher, has blockers, spins his way out to the 40-yard line, but the Aggies looking confused to start the opening series here.
And Simpson, you know why they wanted him out there, because they needed him out here for block. A little throw out to Jordan Fisher, who does a nice job receiving it and getting upfield, but blocking for him was Scott Nixon and Sam Batu along with Ian Simpson. So all 3 of them needed to be out there.
So second down and 4. Just a gorgeous afternoon here on the UC Davis campus for homecoming. Batu in motion. Pinnick hands it off for Fisher. Has room, one man to beat, blows by him, forget about it. Jordan Fisher turning on the afterburners to the 10, to the 5, touchdown UC Davis. Jordan Fisher exploding down the field. And the Aggies go up on a score of 16-7.
I absolutely love this coming out of the locker room. Look what they do. They put Sam Batu in motion. Everybody checks down left, and they knew they had nobody to the backside. And he just takes one cut left, and there's nobody there. They caught NAU in a defense man, and when they put 4 receivers to the other side in motion, all they needed was that block at the line of contact. They got it from Eli Simonson and David Main. And Jordan Fisher finishes the run with a touchdown.
Extra point good, Ags up by 10. Number 20, Jordan Fisher, when he gets moving, he gets over 20 miles an hour. That's NFL speed.
He's got a 75-yarder, he's got a 60-plus yarder, and that one over 50 yards, a phenomenal run. The Motherlode Van and Storage plays 59 yards, 2 plays 65 yards, drive time just 45 seconds. Not enough time to even get a cool cup of water if you're on the other side, but Aggies coming out with those adjustments, Scott. Very impressive from the offensive staff.
What a way to start the second half. That woke up the crowd here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Quentin Moten, give him credit. He's a speed burner as well. He almost caught Fisher, got a hand on the leg, but not nearly enough to bring down Jay Fish.
Well, Jordan Fisher came into the game averaging 7 yards per carry. That just changed. That went up by quite a bit. Great job, great run, and again, a phenomenal design by the offensive staff. And give Mike Cody, the offensive line coach for UC Davis, a lot of credit. They saw something in the iPad, and they went up to the locker room, and they executed it very well on 2 drives. NAU with an inauspicious start. Kick the ball out of bounds. The Aggies start at their 35, give up a screen pass, and then a long run by Jordan Fisher.
His 4th rushing touchdown of the season, 5th of his career. Lance Larison, by the way, the all-time great Aggie, back in attendance today here at UC Davis Health Stadium. No doubt he loved the run from Jordan Fisher. It'll be Mancera, the kickoff. Set the receive is Katzis. Katzis will catch it on the run at the 10-yard line. Back to the 20, 25, finding a seam 30, the dangerous Colby Katzis all the way out to the 38-yard line, and that'll be excellent field position for Northern Arizona. One thing Tim Plow talked about, he was not happy with the kickoff return yardage they're giving up. As you look at Corey racing back to the side.
Yeah, Quick getting another little treat pretty quickly into the second half, but you're exactly right. Coverage and the ability of Cal Poly to have the ball in very good field position because of punt and kickoff coverage was not something he liked. And for NAU to be starting off at the 38, he's not going to be very happy with that.
For Jordan Fisher, that's his 3rd rushing touchdown of at least 50 yards this season. Pennington to throw on 1st down, deep across the middle, pass cop. That's his big tight end, Purdy, all the way to the Aggie 40-yard line. So a good start for NAU on their opening drive of the second half. It's good for 23 yards.
Give Pennington some credit. He had a couple receivers open below, but he wanted to go up the seam and push the issue a little bit further. And he went over the backers in front of the safeties. A really good throw. Good catch by Jeter Purdy, somebody they really like.
Brian Wright just says Ty Pennington's the ultimate competitor. A kid that just comes from a great family, great background, and deals with all sorts of adversity. Right now, NAU feeling it on the road, down 10 points as they run the jet sweep. No, it's the quarterback keeper to Pennington, and he fights his way down near another first down.
Yeah, Scott, he has the opportunity to make this read. He's reading the linebacker. The linebacker goes with the jet motion guy. He pulls it out and picks up 9 yards. That's a good run. So Ty Pennington coming out, good completion his first one, and a good 9-yard pickup to run the ball. Pennington,
the newcomer of the year last year in the Big Sky, the preseason first team selection at the quarterback position. Makes it 2nd down and short. Pistol formation. 3 receivers right, 1 out to the left. Pennington's going to hand off. That is Gossett, hit at the line of scrimmage, breaks a Goligoski tackle. He gets all the way down to the Aggie 20-yard line. Just yards after the run that time by Karan Gossett.
Yeah, and Goligoski's going to come out, and McCray Madruga's going to come in because Goligoski had an opportunity. He's in the backfield. They run a little counter, but he breaks the tackle, does a good job. Finally brought down by Nate Ruchina, but not before he picks up a pretty good gain. Got it down to the 20-yard line at UC Davis.
Seth Crumwell, I wonder about his health. I have not seen him since early in the game, the lead back for the Lumberjacks, but it's Gossett on right now. We've seen Darvon Hubbard as well. Another pistol formation. Stout in motion. Pennington's the throw. Rolls out right side. Has time. Across the middle. Pass caught. And again, that's Purdy. And he's inside the 15-yard line. So using Jeter Purdy, the redshirt freshman out of Kansas, quite a bit here. He has become a really good receiving tight end for them.
Good job by Pennington here as he's supposed to look deep, but he gets an opportunity to check it down and picks it up. Little 5-6 yard. He had 3 receivers in the route, but found his check down receiver, if you will, the tight end on that play.
So 2nd down and 5. NAU trying to respond off the quick 2-play 65-yard touchdown drive by the Aggies to open the half. Gossett with it, stutter stepping, making a man miss, pushing the pile forward, and it's going to be 1st and goal. What a run by Karan Gossett, as it looked like initially McCray Madruga was going to make the tackle, unable to, and now NAU knocking on the door.
Yeah, very patient run that time. Didn't look like there was a lot there. Sidestepped, stutter stepped, and then just put his nose down, drove the legs. They have it 1st and goal. They are 1 for 2 in the red zone. Very important drive for NAU to see if they can answer.
Pennington will hand it off for Gossett, and he's in. Touchdown NAU. What a response from the Lumberjacks. An impressive 63-yard drive. Started with that excellent return by Katzis, and we've got ourselves a ball game here.
Yeah, you're right. 62-yard drive. A couple of good throws by Ty Pennington, but really Karan Gossett was the go-to, and they get a great block off the left side The tight ends, they used them well both in the pass and running game. They run to the short side, and they get the touchdown.
So on for the extra point attempt, it's Hunsicker. He'll try and make it a 3-point game. Snap down, kick is up, and it's good. So both teams with touchdowns to start the second half. Things heating up as the light's starting to take effect here in Davis.
NFL, no doubt about it, and so will the person sitting next to him, Porter Connors, if they get him back and healthy.
Yeah, Porter Connors out for the foreseeable future as Hunsicker kicks it out of the end zone. Great to see both of them, two of the Aggie greats, as it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for UC Davis. So both teams, the theme of the first half was defense. The theme of the second half so far is nothing but offense.
Two teams, drives, one went 65, the other one went 62, and they scored. It's still a 3-point difference, though. Aggies leading in this one by 3.
UC Davis 4-1. Northern Arizona 4-2 on the year. The Aggies only lost up at Washington. The 2 losses for NAU at Arizona State and Montana State. So both of these schools do not have a bad loss this year. Pinnock dumps it off, pass caught. That's Mitch Dixon, who dives forward to the 30-yard line. Mitch Dixon becoming a bigger piece of the Aggie offense after the injury to Winston Williams.
Nice tackle that time by Brandon Wong, the backup tight end who's playing for Popham, one of their leading tacklers who's out today. So Brandon Wong, the middle linebacker, making a good stop. But again, a good pickup, 5 yards on first down.
2nd down and 5. Jordan Fisher in the backfield to the right of Caden Pinnock. Pinnock across the middle, has a man wide open. Batu just overthrew him at the 45-yard line. He hits him in stride. Batu still running.
One of the few times you'll see Caden Pinnock kind of double pump, kind of double clutch there. It was a read option, an RPO, but Batu, instead of cutting over the middle, goes straight up the field. You see him kind of double clinch. Decent coverage, but a good ball gets him in there, and would have been a huge pickup for the Aggies.
Batu with 104 yards receiving in the first half. 3rd and 5. 2 receivers right, 1 out left. Dobbins in motion. Pinnock under pressure, lets it go. Dobbins comes back and gets it, makes the catch, and knocked out of bounds just outside the 40-yard line. So Stacey Dobbins on the comeback route. Pinnock found it.
Give Caden Pinnock a ton of credit here. He had a lineman bearing down on him. He stood in there and delivered that one to Stacey Dobbins for his 19th catch of the year.
Aggies playing with tempo. Pinnock, nobody open. He's getting wrapped up and sacked again for the 2nd time by Ramir Davis. He's become a handful for this Aggie offense.
Yeah, the Aggies have shown this, though. When they pick up a first down, they try to go quick. So NAU is not surprised at all by this, and they actually send an extra rusher, does a good job of getting in and getting a 7-yard sack on the Aggies.
They'll move the ball back all the way to the Aggie 34-yard line. 2nd down and 17. Ramir Davis having himself a ball game. He's the redshirt freshman out of Norco, the modern day product. Came into this game with 2 sacks, 3.5 tackles for losses. Scott Nixon in motion. Pinnock across the middle. Ian Simpson with the catch and run out to midfield. It's simply 3rd and short. 15-yard connection.
That's a great throw. You know, there's 3 different types of throw. 1 is a fastball, a 2's over the backer, and a 3 is with some pace. This was a fastball all the way underneath. Good job by Ian Simpson on the route, and he carries the tackler with him. And that was Moten who made the stop, and now a 3rd and short for the Aggies.
Pinnock now 11 of 13 in this contest.
Coming off a week where he, completed 80% of his passes last week.
He's on fire, the 2-time reigning Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week. Nixon again in motion. They're going to run a little sweep, and catching it is Vargas, and he's down the sideline, and he's going to go untouched 50 yards for a score. Oh, the counter sweep that time, and Carter Vargas, that'll officially be a reception touchdown for number 1.
You know, I said in the open that one of the most creative play callers you'll have, and this is another great design. They do a little pre-snap movement. There's Tim Plow. Watch this. They go motion that way, fake it, to Jordan Fisher, get Vargas around the outside, put him in space, and goodbye all the way down for another touchdown for Carter Vargas, his second in as many weeks.
There was nobody within 20 yards of him.
No. Great call.
Carter Vargas coming on for the Ags as Hunter Ridley drills the extra point for Vargas.
48-33. But yeah, so far defense appears to be optional in the Aggie running attack with Vargas and Fisher doing their job.
Mancera's kick caught by Katzis on a run at the 7-yard line. Left side has another burst. Oh, and if it wasn't for one last ankle tackle, Katzis might have been gone. A tackle on the play made by Josiah Allen, the reserve cornerback. There's a look at Carter Vargas, who's really come on for the Aggies.
He really has come on, and they said as soon as he got his first touchdown, that Weber State game, he went over 100 yards, just like Jordan Fisher did in that game. And then last week had the touchdown run against Cal Poly. This the touchdown reception. And one of the things we learned this week that we didn't know is he's become one of the best pass protecting running backs that the Aggies have. They have a lot of confidence in his ability to fill the linebackers when they're blitzing. So he's just growing and he's young, so he's just a talented running back.
Pennington to throw on first down. All sorts of time. Throws deep down the field. Man-to-man coverage for Katzis. Incomplete at the 20-yard line. Running step for step was Marquise Bell.
Yeah, NAU trying to take a shot, trying to go shot for shot against UC Davis, but a great job defensively by Marquise Bell. Pennington has the time, really one receiver deep in the route, throws a pretty good ball, but running stride for stride. He threw it inside, trying to find Colby Katzis, who they've not hit a lot. As you mentioned, it's been more Eastman as you see Katzis go off to the side right there.
Second down and 10 for the Lumberjacks. Handoff up the middle, minimal gains. Crumwell back out on the field after playing a lot in the first quarter, but not much since. It'll be third and about 7.
Yeah, good opportunity for UC Davis. Again, defensively coming into this game, Scott, not stopping or getting off the field less than half the time. Here's a great opportunity for the defense to switch that statistic around and get off the field on third down.
Aggies looking for a 3 and out. 2 wide receivers each way. Empty backfield for the Lumberjacks. Pennington throws out left side, pass caught, not enough for a first down, even after the lean forward from Raines. Interesting decision here for Brian Wright. It's 4th and a yard, trailing by 10 midway through the third quarter.
Good tackle by Jaden Stanley right there. I think for the time being, no, they're going to bring the, looks like they'll bring in the heavy package, realizing that their defense is having a really difficult time stopping the Aggies. They're already given up two touchdowns. They're going to go for this one.
So for the third time today, NAU is going to go for it on 4th down. We'll see if they go for it. They're at least going to try to draw the Aggies off sides here. Play clock at 5. Now at 2. They do snap it. Pennington out in the flat, has his man. It's open. It's good for a first down and much more. Racing down the sideline into Aggie territory goes Ethan Clough with his first reception of the ball game, and it's a big one.
A pretty well-designed play. The Kansas City Chiefs run this a lot. They bring a motion man in, and then they send him back out, and then there's a block, almost a man-made pick that sets up right there, and he's wide open, picks up the first down. So motion in, throw it to him back out off of play action. They pick up the 4th down.
So a big 4th down connection for the Lumberjacks. Keeps their drive alive. Pennington will throw on first down. Under pressure, pulls it down, trying to run with it. Breaks the tackle of Trent Carrad and just goes head forward for a couple of yards. Pennington able to break that initial line and at least get a couple of yards.
Yeah, it looked like he picked up a yard or two. Rain Mayo, the one taking him down. They got pressure on him with just 4, and the pocket was collapsing. Trent Carrad, as you mentioned, got his left arm on him, but he picked up a yard, but good pressure for the Aggies. Just with a 4-man rush, they had good coverage on the backside.
Raines and Katzis head out left. Pistol in the backfield. Pennington fakes the handoff. Steps up, rifles it down the field. It's incomplete. Catches the intended receiver, and now a late flag thrown, and that's going to be pass interference on Tico Riddick.
Yeah, he just didn't turn around at all, which you can do, but he didn't play the ball really at veteran move here.
It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So that's going to cost the Aggies 15 yards.
Veteran move by Colby Katzis. Watch this. This is a very good coverage, so he draws in the pass interference. Watch how he comes back to the ball and initiates the contact. That's what a veteran receiver does. Tico Riddick's actually in really good position.
Yeah, Colby Katzis, the Davis staff said Matt Coombs reminds him of C.J. Hutton, Trent Tompkins, of course, two great receivers for the Aggies last year. Bunch receivers out to the left. Pennington with the handoff, gives to Cromwell. Met at the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go. Jackson Severs there, the ball's coughed up, but Cromwell ruled down.
Nate Rucina that time. Jackson Severs coming in to fill the hole. So the Aggies have great responsibility on defense. They stay to the left, so that meant that Pennington had to give it to the running back, but they got great penetration with their backside backers. Weak side backer Jackson Severs and Nate Rucina, their middle linebacker. They only have a 2 linebacker scheme. It's a 4-2-5. That's what they run.
Second down and 10. Ball at the Aggie 26-yard line. 5 men on the line for the Ags, and whistle stop play. And was it a delay of game? The play clock moved back to 25. Don't see a flag down.
The ruling on the field was that the runner was down before the ball came loose. The previous play is under further review.
So they're going to check to see whether this was a fumble or not by Cromwell.
Yeah, the Aggies thought they knocked this one loose. And obviously the Aggies thought they knocked it loose. NAU was trying to get up and run a quick play. And our review staff, which is right next to us, will take a look at it. So far today, it's been a pretty clean game. 1 turnover, and it was NAU, and that turned into a field goal for UC Davis.
And he's going to be ruled down, I do believe. Of course, I got the first one wrong when I thought it was a fumble by Pennington.
And you predicted Indiana would get blown out.
Or I thought it was, yeah, that's true.
I go a few, I'll stop now. I'll be quiet.
Here's a look at it, but no, I thought Pennington, it was an incomplete pass at first and then ruled a fumble. Let's take a look here. Look at the right knee.
Right knee's down.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if this does not get upheld the call on the field. The right knee seems down. He has firm control of it right there.
Second down.
This gives Brian Wright kind of an opportunity to go to his team and come up with some schemes as we get the final call here now.
Yeah, the ball's not being moved, so it's going to stay NAU.
Remember last time Ty Pennington basically told us what happened when he walked off with his helmet off.
Yep.
Call is upheld.
Second down and 10.
You're 1 for 2.
1 for 2. If this were the NLCS, it'd be pretty good.
And hitting is optional there. There's been some great pitching so far.
No doubt. Pennington's numbers outstanding. He's also completing 80% of his passes, 16 of 20, 191 yards, and a touchdown strike. Trying to get NAU back to within 3 here again. Pennington on a 5-step drop, dancing, rolls out right side. He's going to pull down and run with it. And he can do that inside the 20-yard line and near a first down. Ruled down a yard shy of the line to gain.
Comes up a little gimpy, but he's not Caden Pinnock, but he can really make plays with his legs, and he needs to. Very athletic. And great job right there. Doesn't see anything. Picks up 8.
So 3rd and a yard, quarterback keeper for Pennington, and he'll, with second effort, have that first down.
Man, he used all of that 6'2", 210 frame just to kind of lean in there. The Aggies looked like they had some penetration.
So NAU within the red zone for another try here. The internet connection's gone down in our booth, so we don't have access to the stats at the moment.
We do know that NAU has gotten down to the red zone 3 times and has scored on 2 out of the 3. 1 touchdown, 1 field goal.
Inside again, knocking on the door. 24-14 UC Davis lead. Last stages of the third quarter. Handoff Cromwell, bouncing off defenders, trying to get outside. Tackled at the ankles by Jacob Syke.
Yeah, great job by Jacob Syke of just staying in the pursuit lane there and trailing him down. He has had such a good last couple of weeks. Of course, an all Ivy League player, but he comes in from his backside and just stays on Cromwell. A great job of pursuit. Actually, a tackle for loss. That'll be his 8.5 on the season.
They called it a loss of 1. Make it 2nd down and 11. Katz is in the slot to the right. Rains the wideout. Pennington pulls it, looking for the end zone. Pylon pattern, miscommunication. Katz's ran a post pattern. Pennington threw it for the back pylon.
Yep, 2 receivers in the route. Those 2 are usually on the same page. And Katz's ran in, ran the post, and he thought he was going to take a right turn and run a corner. So a little miscommunication, and now 3rd and 11 for the Lumberjacks. Watch here, pretty good protection. Good job on the RPO, a little fake inside. That's just a straight play action, but just miscommunication between the 2.
So 3rd and 11. Aggies want to force a field goal attempt here. Pennington, quick drop, throwing for the end zone left side, incomplete. Blanket coverage on the far side by Marquise Bell. Katz is hot. He's complaining for a pass interference call. He will not get it.
That was great coverage right there, and the ball was actually thrown far and away from him, so he didn't have a great opportunity to catch it. A good no call.
Bell, the transfer out of Liberty, the junior, getting a lot of work with Ty Richardson still out. So that'll bring on the field goal kicker, Hunsicker, 1 of 2 on the ball game. This will be a 32-yard attempt from the left hash. Kick is up, and it is through. So Hunsicker makes his second field goal, or excuse me, his first field goal of the ball game. It's 24-17. NAU back to within 1.
For 17 and 181 yards, as Northern Arizona is now close to 300 yards in this game.
1st and 10 for the Aggies from the 25-yard line after Carter Vargas takes a touchback there.
It's kind of an interesting game. It's got 10-7 at halftime. Both teams had punts, and obviously NAU missed the field goal, but in the second half, each team has scored every possession they've had. The difference is the Aggies had a touchdown. NAU got the field goal.
The Aggies thought they could get some explosives from this NAU defense with the way they play multiple and so many men up on the line, and that's proven to be the case here in the second half.
No doubt about it. They say they're very exotic, but the Aggies have come out in the second half and caught them in some of those weird looks.
So Pinnock from the gun on the first down. Le'Veon Pickett out on the field for the Aggies. His first action of the season as they hand off to Jordan Fisher, and he is just absolutely lassoed backwards. That could have been potentially a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, Travis Arena getting a little bit physical. I know ESPN's got some kind of wrestling match going on down in Australia, and they definitely threw him back. Sometimes that can be a 15-yarder, but dragged him back and threw Jordan Fisher back on the for
PBR scouts are out here today looking at that one.
No doubt.
Second down, Pinnock to throw. He's under pressure. Rolls out right side, trying to buy some time. He's going to be wrapped up and gang tackled for a loss. Pinnock sacked in the backfield all the way back to the 15-yard line, and this NAU defense bringing the heat on this series. Pinnock gets up limping, too.
They got a pretty good hit on him at the end of this. Only 3 receivers in the route as Caden Pinnock is limping a little bit. He takes off. They call this dash. He goes out to the side, but watch the hit he takes. Yep. And then they go low as they bring him to the ground.
And that's where Caden Pinnock's got to throw the ball out of bounds. He's outside the pocket, just live for another down. He'll be talked to about that when he comes off the field. Third down across the middle. Dobbins with the catch and the first down. So Caden Pinnock, who got hammered on the last play, throws an absolute strike to Stacey Dobbins, and they move the chains.
That's a huge miss from NAU and a great play by Caden Pinnock. Great route by Stacey Dobbins, and good job of getting upfield for the first down.
So the Aggies playing with pace now. Pinnock's going to roll out to the near side, dumps it off for Batu. Hit out at the 47-yard line before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 6 for Batu.
Yeah, the sidelines just got to love the grittiness of Caden Pinnock. They know his left leg's bugging him a little bit. They still call a rollout for him to the left side, and he completes the pass to Sam Batu.
Second down and 4. They're going to hand it off for Fisher. Getting near midfield, a yard shy. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2.
Runs into a mass of humanity. I don't know how else to describe it. It seemed like there was about 8 bodies in there.
So we're through 3 quarters. This will be a fun fourth setting up, usually in Weber State. 3rd and 2 for the Aggies, just shy of midfield. Jumbo formation on the line. Pinnock will hand it off to Fisher. Has a first down and more into the plus side of the field, all the way down to the Lumberjack 40-yard line. Good ball protection as well as the Jacks were trying to rip it away.
Great hit this time. They're just going right in behind the guard and the tackle. Mitchell Dixon with a good block. Aggies pick up the first down on 3rd and 2.
Quick handoff again for Fisher, who got a couple of yards. And how about some good, tough running from Jordan Fisher? Normally you would see Carter Vargas on the field in that scenario.
Well, I think Tim Plow has a lot of confidence in both of these players. And Carter Vargas bounced back from the fumble that he had against Weber and ran the ball late. But now it's Jordan Fisher's turn.
Pinnock the throw. He's under pressure, dancing, doing his Russell Wilson, and just throws it out of bounds smartly that time.
It's interesting. There's not an eligible receiver over there, so they're going to talk about this.
He was in the pocket for sure.
It went past the line of scrimmage.
Doesn't matter.
But all I'm saying, Scott, is the two guys over there were linemen.
Yeah, the flag
and
is
the flag
getting thrown.
They were
Yep.
both offensive linemen.
Intentional grounding, offense number 12. The quarterback was in the pocket and threw the ball into an area with no eligible receivers. Penalty is loss of down at the spot of the foul. It's 3rd down.
So costly penalty, but better than seeing Pinnock take a big hit.
In an accurate penalty. He's in the pocket. This is actually what the coaches, when you and I just talked about, throw the ball away. There was just 2 offensive linemen there. There was supposed to be a screen pass.
Ian Simpson was down the field, but not in the vicinity. So 2nd and 20. Pinnock rifles it far side. What a catch by Dobbins! Oh, what a backside catch from the sophomore all the way down to the NAU 26-yard line.
So they've had a 3rd and 18. They've had a 3rd and 20, and both times it's been Caden Pinnock to Stacey Dobbins. Great catch. Dobbins again, his 3rd catch of the game.
Tremendous catch from the St. John Bosco product. First down handoff as Vargas gets 5 yards down to the NAU 21-yard line. One more look at the spectacular catch by Stacey Dobbins.
Great throw, phenomenal catch. God, he went up there with 2 hands, got his feet down, came into this one with 18 catches. He's got 3 already. He's over 300 yards receiving. Does not have a receiving touchdown yet, but man, he's making some big plays today.
As good a catch as he's had in his Aggie career. 2nd down and 5. Dobbins, the lone receiver to the right. He's got man-to-man coverage out here to the near side. Pinnock looking left side, dumps in the flat for Dixon, has space. High hurdles a man inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. And Mitch Dixon thinks he's Land Larison out there leaping over bodies.
Well, Land's here. He was watching it. He's got a big smile on his face. The Larisons and the Dixons, obviously very good friends. The former quarterback from Rio Americano goes right over the top. Very athletic play. And number 4 tries to go low on him and does not make the stop.
Michael Beresford went for the leg tackle and came up completely empty-handed. 1st and goal Ags. In motion, Jones. They hand it off for Fisher on a little counter, and he gets inside the 5-yard line. Good, tough running again by Jordan Fisher.
Yeah, he's showing some grit here. Obviously, he has the explosive touchdown run already today, Scott, but that's just good, tough running. And they always say there's 12 defenders when the defense is on the field down in the red zone, so you got to be able to run the football. Of course, Caden Pinnock and Jordan Fisher can do that.
Aggies terrific in the red zone. They were there 18 times prior to today, 16 scores, including 13 touchdowns, and that's because of the passing and running abilities of Caden Pinnock. 2nd and goal from the 4. Batu in the slot. Dobbins in motion. Pinnock pump fakes, throws for the corner of the end zone, has Batu open. Touchdown, UC Davis. Pinnock finding Batu, running the back of the end zone, and the Aggies lead 30-17.
This is just a great throw by Caden Pinnock. It's not his first look, throws it off of his back foot. But now his 13th touchdown pass to lead the conference. He's got somebody in his face. A good little double move to the corner by Sam Batu. Great catch. Touchdown Aggies.
So the Aggies putting on an offensive show in the 2nd half. Their 3rd touchdown score. Ridley's extra point attempt up and good.
Pinnock tonight, Scott. 19 of 22, 289 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Mancera's kick, high end over end. It's going to be caught at the 5-yard line by Katzis. He'll return it to the 10, to the 20. High hurdles a man 30, down the sideline 40. It's Mancera who has to get involved in the tackle all the way out to midfield. Boston Stovall and the kicker, Isaac Mancera. And when you know your kicker's making a tackle, it's not a good sign. And the Aggie kickoff return coverage has been abysmal tonight.
No, field position has been in NAU's favor. Great athletic play. We talk about a high hurdle for Mitchell Dixon, and Colby Katzis just has this. And you mentioned Boston Stovall. And when your kicker's making the stop and they're starting in your territory, it's never good.
47-yard return for Colby Katzis, one of the best kickoff return men in the country. So automatically NAU in business, trailing by 14 here. And it looks like Pennington will work under center for the first time tonight. Offset eye in the backfield. Pennington fakes the handoff, wants to roll right side. Trent Carrad trying to track him down. Pennington still trying to buy time, throws it out of bounds.
Aggie fans are booing because it was a pretty blatant hold on Trent Carrad as he tried to do a little play action in a jumbo formation and take a shot play, but they were holding on to Trent Carrad, who broke free and still put on the pressure.
So 2nd down and 10. Time not really a factor right now. Just a 2-score game. NAU has all 3 timeouts. Let's see if it was a hold.
Watch this. Watch this. He's coming through the back. Technically it is a hold, but he let go.
Pennington will throw again. In the pocket across the middle. Ball nicked, but it's caught. Eastman, 30-yard line, down the sideline, 20. And finally out of bounds at the Aggie 18-yard line. So that pass deflected initially, but it's a 31-yard reception.
Yeah, great job by Eastman of coming back and getting this. So it's a crossing route, gets deflected. Great concentration, takes it all the way down inside the Aggies' 20.
Quick snap. Gossett with the carry inside the 15, down to the 10. He'll have a first down and more. Carrying men with him inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Lumberjacks. And anytime the Aggies get a score, the Lumberjacks have responded here this afternoon.
Yeah, there's been 5 possessions in the second half. The Aggies have 3 touchdowns. NAU has a touchdown and a field goal, and obviously this is 4-down territory when you're down by 14.
Quick to the line again. They get it snapped. Handoff Gossett, and he's in. Touchdown NAU, just like that. The Lumberjacks respond. What a drive, what a response. But again, it's all set up by the kickoff return.
That's a great call, Scott. Colby Katzis has a kickoff return that puts him in Aggie territory to start things off, and they go right down the field, give it to Karan Gossett, who carries a couple Aggie defenders into the end zone, and they answer way too fast for UC Davis.
The 4th rushing touchdown for Gossett on the year. Hunsicker on for the extra point attempt. Will try and make it a 7-point game. Snap down, kick up, it's straight through. 10:44 left to go. It's still anybody's ball game from UC Davis with Idaho State before traveling to Idaho, then a showdown in Montana State before finishing with the Causeway Classic in the Sacramento State Hornets. Low end over end kick. It's caught by Vargas at his 5-yard line. Returns it, running left side, 20 to the 25, has the same 30, down the field, 40, to midfield, into Northern Arizona territory, and all the way to the 40-yard line. And this has become a kickoff return contest at UC Davis Health Stadium. What a return by Carter Vargas.
Hey, great return, but they're lucky that he didn't put his knee down on the ground when he caught it. Watch when he catches this, Scott, how close
and he did. He did.
And they're
that play's
going to
be reviewed.
Well,
they better snap it quickly. Aggies trying to get this snap. They did all. What a great move by the Aggies to get that snap. The replay booth was not quick enough to call that one, but Vargas fumbles, and it looks like NAU's recovered. And they have. So Carter Vargas coughs it up, and NAU gets it right back.
Oh, wow, and a couple of weird plays in a row. The Aggies should have had the ball with the knee down there. They run the quick play to Vargas to try to keep it going. Vargas now, who fumbled against Weber State, doesn't secure the football, and they get a turnover here. Quick throw out to him. He's just a check down receiver. A good job of open field tackling. He's just got the ball too loose.
Travis Arena popped it out for NAU.
Definitely out.
And it was recovered by Arena as well. So he forced the fumble. He recovered it. Travis Arena, the standout outside linebacker for NAU, making a huge play.
Yeah, the Aggies called him their best defensive player. He did get hurt on the play, though.
No, that is a different player. That is Kenyon Moses, I believe. It is the
you're right. Kenyon, you're
defensive
number
back.
8. Yep, who was in on the play as well. But Arena came into this game, Scott, 47 tackles, 5 sacks, but right there, nothing bigger than knocking that ball loose and changing this in a one-possession game. The Aggies now have a turnover.
Indeed they do. So turnovers playing a role in this game. Both teams don't turn it over at all. They had 4 turnovers apiece coming in, both best in the Big Sky Conference.
And in the first half, the difference at halftime was, of course, the turnover. That turnover on downs, the Aggies went down and kicked the field goal, and they led 10-7 at halftime. So now NAU picks it up in pretty good position.
So terrific field position for NAU, trying to tie things up. And what's becoming an instant classic here in Davis. Pennington pitches out. Gossett trying to get away from the man. He fumbles the football, and the Aggies are going to have it right back. Kalani Riddick forced the fumble, and just like that, the Aggies get the big turnover. Coming up with it for UC Davis, big Jake Williams.
Oh, what a play. NAU tries to run a little traditional triple option. This is just terrible ball security, and a great job by the Aggies of forcing their second turnover of the game, and they'll have it 1st and 10 in NAU territory. Watch this. Pitch. Kalani Riddick comes up, punches it loose, and Jackson Seaver, I think, jumps on it.
No, it was Jake Williams who got it for the Ags.
Oh, that's great.
It was Eastman who coughed it up for NAU. So they tried the pitch to no avail. And it'll be 1st and 10, UC Davis.
Jake Williams with his first fumble recovery, and what a big one it was.
Could not come at a better time with NAU with the momentum there, and the Aggies take it right away. Pinnock on 1st down, trying to find somebody. Steps up, he's going to keep it. Runs downfield and slides. Gets to the 42-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 for Caden Pinnock.
Good job of getting upfield and sliding. So NAU sideline thought they had a little something going. The Aggie defense steps up again when they need to. You see Tico Riddick getting some congratulatory pats on the side.
As well he should. Boy, he has played some tremendous football here in UC Davis. Batu into the backfield. Will clear it now to the right side. Handoff for Fisher, trying to find a seam. Not much doing there. Gets down to the 40-yard line. It'll set up a 3rd and 3. In on the tackle, Ramir Davis, who's had himself a heck of a game this afternoon.
It really has. That's the same play they ran, Scott, with a little orbit motion with Sam Batu coming the other way that they went for the touchdown. NAU has made a nice adjustment on that. Just a couple yards on the pickup.
3rd and 3 for UC Davis. Ball at the NAU 40-yard line. In motion, Batu trips receivers to the right. Pass out in the flat, caught by Fisher. The running back screen. Fisher has the 1st down and more inside the 30. Carrying men with him down to the 25-yard line. Jordan Fisher out of the backfield for 15 yards.
I don't know if we'll see it on the replay or not, but because this pass was behind the line of scrimmage, Ian Simpson did a fantastic job of walling off the defenders. Watch this. He's going to look to the right the whole way. Look at Sam Batu down the field, but Ian Simpson is the one that secured the edge so he can get down the field.
And again, linemen can go 3 yards down on a pass. They can go as far as they want on a run or a ball that's a lateral. Handoff, Fisher bounces outside. Hit hard as he goes to the turf. No gain on the play. And we'll see if Jordan Fisher, with the Vargas fumble, if it's going to be solely Jordan Fisher from here on out.
Yeah, Mateo Perez is not an option. It's going to be Jordan Fisher, and you know he is the sure-handed of the two. Vargas has a couple of fumbles, and that's one thing a coach, you know, against Weber State when they were up 34-12, you can put them back in the game. This is a one-possession game right now.
Aggies trying to make it a 2-score contest. Jones in motion. Pinnock rolling right side. Throws across the middle. Pass caught. That's Simpson. 1st and goal Ags. The big tight end, Ian Simpson, who has stepped up in a big-time way with the loss of Winston Williams, the All-American, comes down with it.
Great job here by Caden Pinnock. Watch, because he's got a receiver open short, but he throws a dime right on the money. Brandon Wong with the tackle. Great route by Ian Simpson, though, to get it down to the 5-yard line. The Aggie offense trying to take advantage of getting the football back off the turnover.
NAU came up with a huge turnover, it seemed, but on the very next play, they gave it right back to the Ags. And the Ags trying to make them pay. Pinnock looks over to the sideline as Fisher moves left. And now Tim Plow's going to call a timeout. Confusion for the Aggies. So the Aggies have it 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They cannot get a first down here. Dixon and Simpson, the tight ends, line up right. They run the reverse to Dobbins. Dobbins trying to get around the left edge. Turns it inside the 5 and in. Touchdown, Stacey Dobbins. What a run. It looked like he was going to be stopped at the 5. Cut it in. Turned on the jet burners and gets his first touchdown as a UC Davis Aggie. And the Aggies go on top 37-24.
He's had so many big plays tonight, so many big 3rd down conversions, the 3rd and 18, the 3rd and 20, but he has yet to have a touchdown. And this one, he earned every second of it, Scott. They go motion to the right, flip it to him. Look at Ian Simpson leading the block, and then he just turns on the brakes, cuts it back. First touchdown is UC Davis Aggie career.
Yep, and that'll be a receiving touchdown. So Caden Pinnock will get credit for the touchdown throw, extra point good. Aggies up by 2 scores again, 38-24. Stacey Dobbins is having himself a second half.
He sure is, and how about Caden Pinnock now as the lights go off and on at the water tower over there. And the Aggies are very excited. Caden Pinnock, 15 touchdowns on the year, Scott, against just 2 interceptions.
He continues to amaze. We said in the open he's taken the college football world by storm, and he certainly has. You know, right now he's got to be the leading candidate for the Jerry Rice Award. As you look at the Motherlode drive stats, 6 plays, 47 yards, 3:20 off the clock, capped off by the Dobbins touchdown.
Dobbins tonight, 4 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Came into the game with 18, so 22 on the season. And how about the Aggie defense forcing the turnover, Scott, and the Aggie offense just taking advantage of it? That's 7 points off turnovers.
So let's see if the Aggies can do a better job on returns here. Mancera will try to boot it out of the end zone.
Or a hard squib up close, maybe not to Colby Katzis.
Katz is ready to return. He's been a threat for the Aggies, and they will kick it on the ground, but it gets to Katzis at the 2-yard line, scoops it like an infielder, runs left side to the 20, stutter steps, 25, finds a seam, breaks a tackle, 30, 35, all the way out to the 38, and it's Mancera who has to make the tackle again. That's just an unbelievable run by Colby Katzis.
He's just a fantastic athlete. I mean, he basically scooped that up like a shortstop. It was kicked hard. It was kicked right at him. It was a hard squib. Does a great job. Look how easily he gets up there. We've seen him accelerate, breaks a tackle at the 20, breaks another tackle, jumps up here. And that's McCrae Madruga, who's a good tackler. And the 2 tackles by our kicker, 2 in a row for UC Davis.
Incredible run by Katzis, and NAU has great field position again. Time is a factor now with just 6:43 left to go, trailing by 2 scores. NAU does have all 3 of their timeouts still. Pennington looking across the middle, dumps it on the crossing pattern. It's caught Eastman into Aggie territory, juking his way down the field to the Aggie 38-yard line. The play started at the NAU 38 and finishes at the UC Davis 38, a 24-yard reception.
Starting to get the sense whatever football team has the ball at the end of the game has an opportunity to win, as the defenses have not stopped each other.
Eastman still feeling terrible, I'm sure, about that fumble on the prior series. Made a play there. Pennington winds up. He's throwing for the end zone, looking for Purdy, the tight end, into double coverage. It's incomplete. Jackson Severs on the coverage. And then coming over was Cole Batson over the top.
Yeah, great coverage that time by Jackson Severs as they try to hit Purdy, and Cole Batson on the backside of it, just running a deep crossing route. I don't think he sees the backside, but really Cole Batson comes over and knocks it loose, but Severs was right there.
2nd down and 10. Ball is marked at the 37-yard line as Katzis goes out right. 2 receivers come near side. Pennington pulls it. It's going to roll out right side. Ruchina trying to track him down. Pennington lets it fly, and the pass is incomplete. Trying to make a diving grab on his knees was Joey Stout, just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, Pennington's going to want this one back because Sam Golagowski's in pursuit of him on the backside, but if he hits him, he'll actually get a completion, but he throws it at his feet.
Should have been caught, though.
Yeah, he could have caught that one. You're right. Would have been a first down, too.
3rd and 10. It's 2-down territory for NAU. A field goal really doesn't do a lot for them at this point. Crowd on its feet here, a huge homecoming crowd. There's been great crowds all season long at UC Davis, including a record breaker, 17,217 in the home opener. Pennington dumps near side, and the pass is blown up. Intended receiver was Gossett out of the backfield. It was a little out of his reach, and then Jaden Stanley laid the lumber on the lumberjack.
Yeah, just not a good throw this time by, you don't see this a lot from Ty Pennington. Threw it way too far out in front. Jaden Stanley makes the big hit, and this is a huge game. 6 minutes to go. Aggies up 14. Ball's at the 37. What will the Lumberjacks do?
Lumberjacks got to have this one. For the 4th time today, they're going for it on 4th down. 4 wide receiver package. Aggies bring the heat. Forget about it. Pennington has no chance. And the Lumberjacks have turned it over on downs. The Aggies get the sack at the crucial moment of the game.
And the sideline absolutely erupts. Give Matt Coombs, the defensive coordinator for UC Davis, a ton of credit. They bring the house. Nate Ruchina, Jackson Sievers, Sam Golagowski comes in on a twist, and I think it's Jackson Sievers who gets home and gets the sack. And UC Davis has now turned them over on downs for the 2nd time tonight.
What an incredible job Jackson Sievers has done starting for the injured Porter Connors. He wears the dot, the communication between him and Matt Coombs pre-snap, and he has stepped up in a big-time way.
And Cole Batson, who's filling in for Rex Connors, had the big knockdown on the tight end play for UC Davis.
So the Aggies will look to kill some time now. Pinnock hands off Fisher, dancing right side for a couple of yards. And it'll be interesting to see when NAU starts to use their timeouts here, and it looks like they're going to start right now. So Brian Wright wasting no time stopping the clock. What a second half performance offensively by the Aggies.
Aggies have had the ball 4 times and scored on all 4 of them. This score was 10-7 at halftime.
UC Davis a chance to get to 5-1 before their 2nd bye of the season.
And Scott, interesting, 4 touchdowns by 4 different players. Jordan Fisher on the explosive run. Carter Vargas on technically what was a pass. Sam Batu in the corner of the end zone. And then Stacey Dobbins, his first touchdown as an Aggie. So those who've punched it in. And Caden Pinnock just keeps getting better and better for a freshman. Seems very in command of the offense as the Aggies lead this one by 14.
Fans enjoying it up on the berm here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Again, a brew fest before the game. Crowd came in on a happy note, and they're looking to leave happy here, up 38-24. Pinnock, pump fakes right, goes across the middle, pass dropped by Batu. It was a little low. Batu couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, this one's a little bit short. One Caden Pinnock's going to want back as he could hit him. He was open right in the middle. Tried to rush it a little bit. Doesn't force NAU to use any timeouts as the ball falls incomplete.
3rd and 8, NAU desperately needs a stop. And that did stop the clock on the incomplete pass, and it'll stop again, but a late flag. And it looks like pass interference, and that's a huge call. Jack Zones couldn't come down with it, but they're going to really was interfered by Jaha Fort. What a big, costly penalty against Northern Arizona. It'll give the Aggies a fresh set of downs.
Pass interference, defense number 20. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
Jahad Port looks like he's in pretty good position. They're trying to go to Zach Jones, who's had a kind of a quiet night, but he has a full tug of the jersey. So if they didn't call pass interference, it was a hold. nonetheless, they call the pass interference. The Aggies get the first down. I'd be shocked if they don't go back to the ground now for a couple of plays in a row.
Look at this formation by UC Davis. And now they're going to line up in the power. And off for Vargas. Running left side down to the 40-yard line. Tim Plow showing confidence in his redshirt freshman.
You know, that's what you have to do. It's almost like a wide receiver who drops a pass the series before, or a quarterback who throws an interception. The coach has to go right back to him immediately, let him know, I have supreme confidence in you, and that's how a player gets better.
Tim Plow, again, coached at NAU for 3 years. The signal caller here at UC Davis.
Got NAU to the playoffs. He had a quarterback, told us a story how they didn't have a quarterback and found one from the junior college ranks who turned out to be one of the best in the history of
Case
NAU.
Cookus.
Yep.
It was a tremendous quarterback at NAU. Pennington, handoff Vargas, staying on his feet, getting close to the line to gain. In fact, he got it with second and third effort. So that holding call has given the Aggies a chance to run some serious time off the clock.
Vargas on back-to-back plays. That time just sure will carrying him over as Jordan Fisher will come back in and spell him. So both backs getting quality time right here as the clock continues to wind. The Aggies up 14, trying to.
1st and 10 for the Aggies. Time ticking away on NAU, staring in the face of back-to-back Big Sky losses. Pinnock rolling out, trying to find a man, dumps it out for Scott Nixon, makes a man miss, turning his way down for another first down. Scott Nixon with a 12-yard reception.
This is a great job again by Caden Pinnock. I know I've said it a lot, but Sam Batu's in the route, Mitchell Dixon's in the route. He doesn't force it. Look at him downfield. Look at, he's got Zach Jones deep, and then he throws it down on the check down, and Nixon does a good job of breaking a tackle and getting a first down.
Scott Nixon, a junior. 1st and 10 for UC Davis, trying to run out the clock, up 38-24. Handoff Vargas, stutter stepping his way down inside the 20-yard line. A gain of 4 for Vargas. NAU has just one timeout left. They'll take it here. So they cannot stop the clock any longer.
I love that formation. UC Davis puts both their tight ends, Mitchell Dixon and Ian Simpson.
Half. 30 seconds.
As NAU burns their timeout, and Carter Vargas ran right behind them. They both pulled on the play. So the Aggies, if things continue to go this way, Scott, will go into a bye week, potentially 5-1 record, 3-0 in conference coming out, and they've got that road game against a much, much improved Northern Colorado team that now is 3-3.
Huge win today.
On the road at Idaho.
Yeah, big win. They almost beat Colorado State. Should have, a lot of people said. It was a controversial call late in the game in that contest.
Talk about the job Ed Lamb has done in year 2. Last year had just one victory. Already have 3 midway through this season. And then after that, they're back home. They welcome back Cody Hawkins and Dan Hawkins as we take a look at Tim Plow, who worked with both of them.
Caden Pinnock's numbers just continue to amaze. His biggest yardage throwing the ball as an Aggie. 341 yards. He's looking at his 3rd consecutive Big Sky Player of the Week honors. They just ought to name it the Caden Pinnock Award. Handoff, Fisher. Ball protection, supreme, both hands on it as he falls down at the 17-yard line. Clock will continue to roll now. Nothing NAU can do about it.
The Aggies will do the complete opposite of tempo. Good job on the offensive line. And give Mike Cody a ton of credit, Scott. They've had injuries to their front, going without Ernesto Nava. Just got David Main back. Jace Rodriguez, who played spot duty last week. Both those players played guard tonight. And the offensive front did a really good job.
So the Aggies decimated by injury, but continuing to find ways to get things done. 3rd and 5. This would be a knockout punch if they can get it here. Even a 3 would knock out NAU. Handoff Fisher, stays on his feet, has the first down, broke the initial tackle that was applied by Alani Ma'afu, and that should do it for UC Davis. Only thing that can stop the clock now is the 2-minute timeout.
Just a little zone scheme. Great balance, puts his right hand down, carries the tackler, knows where he needs to go for the first down. And UC Davis, Ramir Davis on the stop, who's had a pretty good night. They're just going to let the clock bleed. They came into this game, Scott, UC Davis, 414 yards per game, and right now they're at 448.
Again, a power formation for the Ags. Handoff Vargas, just plowing downfield to the 7-yard line, and that will take us to the 2-minute timeout. UC Davis in a great position to remain undefeated at home and in the Big Sky Conference.
Just pulling media poll before the season started. Montana coming 28 unanswered. They trailed that game 9-0 at one point to Cal Poly.
A much improved Mustang program. Pinnock rolling right side, has a man wide open. Mitch Dixon, touchdown UC Davis. Mitchell Dixon with his second touchdown of the year. And the Aggies go up by 20.
And you can go ahead and slam the doors shut on this one. UC Davis playing with a banged up secondary has done a great job defensively, but really it's again the offense came into this game averaging 30 points. They've eclipsed 40 again. And don't look now, but Caden Pinnock has 5 touchdown passes to 5 different receivers. Number 2 on the year for Mitchell Dixon. Nothing gets the sidelines more excited than their emotional leader getting a touchdown.
The team captain, the leader of this team, no doubt, is Hunter Ridley, puts in the PAT. Ags up 21. And for Caden Pinnock, if he doesn't get the Offensive Player of the Week for the 3rd straight week, it's only because the conference doesn't want to give it to somebody 3 straight times.
No, it's kind of like when Tom Hanks won for Philadelphia and then he won for Forrest Gump in the 3rd year he was Saving Private Ryan. They didn't want to give it to him 3 years in a row, but Caden Pinnock, what he's done today through the air as a freshman, 25 for 29, 348 yards and 5 touchdowns. And I tell you what, this game was 10-7 at halftime, Scott, and what a second half. UC Davis, 35 points in the second half.
They just turned it on, and no doubt about it, one of the key plays when Carter Vargas fumbled, NAU down 1 score with a chance to tie things up. They fumble on the next play ensuing. The Aggies get it back. They go down and score 7.
Kalani Riddick knocking it loose, and was it Jackson Severs who fell on it off the end? That's a huge fumble recovery.
It was Jake Williams who got it.
Jake Williams, thank you. And he ran off to the sidelines, his first fumble recovery of the year.
So let's see if the Aggies can finally kick it away from Colby Katzis here. Have not been able to do that all game long. This one on the ground and away from Katzis. Does its job. Bobbled, picked up, caught.
That'll work.
You'll take that every time, as NAU will start shop from their 30-yard line.
Corey heading out. I'd have to watch. I mean, there's been a lot of treats in the second half. A lot of mileage on the dog, too.
Might have to put Corey on a weight loss program after all those treats in the second half.
Tim Plow's sons, all 3 of his boys are regulars at practice and at the games, and one of them just got to give Corey. There's Coach Plow, brings a family environment to the coaching staff, which is why 8 of the 10 coaches came back, and then 2 promotions from the quality control staff.
1st and 10, new quarterback out on the field for NAU. Ty Pennington's day is over as the backup quarterback's out there. Lathan Boone, the sophomore out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, also a transfer from Pittsburgh State.
And Jacob Syke getting a pass breakup as he knocks that one down. As Ty Pennington's day is over, and if you're Northern Arizona, you are now 4-3 and 1-2 in conference. And they come out of break. They've got to play the Idaho school, so they've got some work to do over the next couple of weeks.
So Caden Pinnock with his 5 touchdown passes, the most by a UC Davis quarterback since Jake Mayer did it in that great 2018 season that saw the Aggies make the playoffs and go to the quarterfinals for the first time in the Division I era.
So as time runs down, the Aggies still have most of their starters in on the defensive side, and they've done a good job in the second half. You see Trent Carrad still there on the defensive line.
For Northern Arizona, they're going to fall to 4-3 on the year. They're going to go 0-2 in the Big Sky, and their Big Sky championship hopes are over. Their playoff hopes are not.
No, not at all. They could, the preseason, I mean, if you look at, they get a couple wins against the Idaho schools, they go to 6-3. I mean, if they can finish with an 8-4, 9-3 record, they could have a very good shot of getting to the playoffs.
And correction, the Big Sky record 1-2. They did win opening week in the Big Sky before losing last week to Montana State. They won up at Portland State.
They beat Portland State and Incarnate Word. They do have a couple quality wins, but obviously this is a big loss for them.
Under a minute to go. Game no longer in doubt. Boone under pressure, trying to break the tackle of Goligoski, and he can't. Goligoski with the sack.
I was going to say the game is no longer in doubt, but don't tell the Aggie defensive front that, as Jacob Syke was trying to get the sack and Sam Goligoski got in. And Sam, who's been a fixture on the defensive front, got another, this is his first sack of the season. He does have a ton of tackles for loss. Correction, third sack of the season.
Second and long. Boone's going to run with it. Past midfield, streaking middle of the field, trying to get outside. Fumbles the football, but he may have recovered it himself. We'll see. Wait for the signal. Did UC Davis get it? UC Davis saying they got it. Still waiting for an official signal, and they did give it to UC Davis. Jaden Stanley coming up with it for the Aggies.
And he knocked it loose, too. This is what happens when a young quarterback gets in the game. He's carrying the ball too freely. Lathan Boone, very athletic. Look how loose the ball is, and watch what Jaden Stanley does. Boom. Knocks it right out, and then goes ahead and recovers it.
Stat stuffer right there. A forced fumble and a fumble recovery for Jaden Stanley. Both his first of the year. Playing his best football of the year, no doubt about it.
And NAU came into this game with only 4 turnovers. They had 3 of them tonight, and they were all pretty devastating.
Victory formation for the Aggies. Pinnock takes a knee, and that's going to do it. As the Ags are going to be victorious on homecoming here. An impressive 45-24 victory over Northern Arizona.
And Caden Pinnock again, 5 touchdown passes to 5 different players. And Tim Plow, as he walks to the center field, gives a hug to Brian Wright, 2 guys with a ton of respect for each other. And Scott, this is a really good win for UC Davis with all the injuries they've had on both sides of the ball to really dominate the way they did in the second half.
No doubt about it. It was a nip and tuck game early on. In fact, they went to halftime just up 10-7, but boy, did they turn it on in the last 30 minutes.
They had 5 possessions in the second half. They scored touchdowns on all 5 of them. Jordan Fisher, Carter Vargas did their job, and Caden Pinnock, just another phenomenal game for the freshmen, and they got to feel good going into the bye week with a 5-1 record, 3-0 in conference play.
No question, everything ahead for the Ags. Obviously, it won't be easy after the bye. Some very tough games ahead of them, but they're certainly feeling good about life right now.
You got to feel good about it. You got to feel good about the number of players who are catching passes. Last week against Cal Poly, it was 7. And then tonight, obviously, you have Sam Batu, big plays. You get it to both of your tight ends. You get a couple of first touchdowns, the second touchdown for Mitchell Dixon, first touchdown for Stacy Dobbins, and you got to feel good about what they were able to put together.
You absolutely have to. So we're going to take a look at some of the final stats from this one, and certainly the Aggies turned it on in the second half, piling up those stats as they look over towards the stands to do the alma mater. There you go, total yards over 450 yards.
At halftime, that number was 150. They had 308 yards in the second half. You see that bottom line. Also, look at the third down, the efficiencies the Aggies had, 8 for 11.
And the turnovers on fourth down that don't count as turnovers, too.
Exactly, 2 turnovers on down. So really that number that says 3 for NAU is closer to 5. Aggies again, over 100 yards on the ground. And a great job again through the air, 348. I think those 2 numbers might be transposed, 163 and 110. The Aggies doing it all offensively.
No, I think those are accurate.
That is right. Yep.
It is right.
Yep.
All right, let's take a look at some of the final highlights from this one. As the Aggies taking control of this one, it was Caden Pinnock with a tremendous effort again. Those 5 touchdowns. Early on, though, Northern Arizona striking. Colby Katzis had a big game.
He did have a big game, put them up 7-3, but then Caden Pinnock just became Caden Pinnock. This one to Sam Batu, and then he goes on the ground. This is the first drive of the second half. The second play, Jordan Fisher takes it to the house.
Turning on the Jets, getting over 20 miles an hour for number 20. NAU responding throughout that third quarter, but they just couldn't respond enough tonight in this one. Carter Vargas with the big time run there. UC Davis victorious at home. big thanks to our entire production crew here, Cedric Cabrera, our executive producer Sam Alt, our director. For Scott Gordon, I'm Scott Marshall. Final score from UC Davis Health Stadium. The Aggies approved a 5-1. They win this one 45-24. Have a great night, everyone.